I'm going to start with my feelings and then explain them. I have lived in the States for over 55 years. I've gone through ups and downs in the relationship between Israel and the Arabs. I'm totally outraged at Biden and the White House, his entire administration. Biden, in a bold lie, started saying that he's seen pictures of 40 children that their head were cut, and that he's seen pictures of women who were raped. Then he translated that immediately to Hamas, so reduced the entire Palestinian issue to Hamas. Palestinian issue is much more. It's liberation. It's freedom from an imperialist state that's one of the last ones around. Meanwhile, Biden himself is supporting the Ukrainian against an attempt to occupy it by Russia, and just doing the opposite with the Palestinians. He is supporting the occupier. He added to that this is ISIS-like action. It's like 9/11 in the States, which brings it closer, unfortunately, to the emotion of the public. And he made it sound like it's a religious war. He didn't say it, but the supporters, by and large, talked about that. Then he proceeded to send military equipment and allowed Israel, that actually has a storage of American military set in the side, to use it. He sent carriers that has abilities to start a nuclear war to a small little place. My attempt to understand this is as follows. One, and this is Bernie Sanders mentioned it, the attitude of the Americans was somehow being improved toward the Palestinian and declining for the Israelis. Two, Biden is an election within a year and a half. Three, which is probably the most significant thought I want to bring to you, is this. The whole world hears about Israel as invincible country. It's a country that never lost a war. And that is true because the country was always on the offensive. When Israelis in the offensive, they use airplane, they use missiles, they use any form of air power that does not see the destruction that they make. The Hamas and other groups in one single day with 1,200 people turned the story around. Israel is no longer an invincible country. Israel is a strong country when it's in the offense. It's a weak country when it's in the defense. Even until today, most of what they do is still the same, namely that they bomb, but they cannot be even sure until today if all of the Palestinian activists, if you use that word, are out. An invincible country that won 6 days war suddenly lost a war in 1 day. So you have the 6 days war and you have the 1 day war. The 1 day war, Israel lost. Israel is, for whatever reason, is the tool of the West to dominate the entire Arab world. Not only the Palestinians, but a tool to dominate the entire Arab world. If Israel can be defeated in one day by 1,200 people, Israel is no longer a safe place. It's not a place that will grow or you could rely on. And the beginning of the end will start. So he overacted to the point that his entire security, national security staff is in Israel. His minister of defense is in Israel. His minister of foreign affairs, secretary of state, is in Israel, and he himself is going. And as somebody said earlier on, he is joining in at least two crimes. The first one is a simple genocide. What happened in the hospital, and I am so touched what happened, is a genocide. You put people within 25-mile length of land and 5-mile width and say, move from here to there, and then you bomb things to the ground. You bomb every section in it to the ground. And then you say, I'm not going to give you water, I'm not going to give you. Now, how could anybody in his right mind agree to such terms? How could you agree to a ethnic cleansing in that fashion? That's an international law. A country that occupies another country has obligation that it has to meet. Israel doesn't meet any of them. The people that are occupied have the right to defend themselves, and that's precisely what Hamas did. My reading, frankly, is that this is a beginning of a decline. I do not see them winning a war by going into Gaza. And if they go into Gaza, they're not going to come out. They got about 200 to actually about 250 hostages. They are not going to come out. And Biden is going there to join in these crimes. Rather than going in there and trying to find a solution, he is going there to help Israel with about 2,000 specialists to help them track Hamas.